Hello. Okay, so we're going to be working on practicing this in a longer bout of time because there's a couple things I want to have you cue in on into paying attention in your transition as well as through the hip drop movement itself. So as you know, our basic hip drop, which is typically or commonly done with weight on one leg and then the other one is like partially weighted or very lightly weighted, then we execute it a lot of the time that way. But that doesn't mean it's the only way that we do a hip drop. So that's one thing, is to make sure that this one, because it's so typically and commonly done in our dancing and social dancing, if you were to go to events and see people doing this is the hip drop. So you want to make sure for yourself that you get that practice time in to get it exactly as you want it, right? So I'm going to keep my thighs close together. This is going to be a key one in Raqs Sharqi. We're not out like this doing this, right? That's a different form. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just not when we do Raqs Sharqi. So when you're here, you have to keep your feet close together. It will make the transition between each side much easier because you don't have to shift as much of your body over to the side and then back. So as we do it here, go ahead and weight your left leg. We're going to start on your right side. 4, 3, 2, 1, drop, 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 drop. So cue yourself in. If your eyes are bouncing like this, that means you're not staying still in the head, right? So that's one cue. The other thing is to keep this knee soft enough that it allows this hip to come drop really nice and deeply, but also so that way you don't bounce. So if I lock out my knee, see how it's not bending anymore? Then I get this bounce and it puts a lot of strain on the leg as well as potentially the hip. So I allow a soft give in that knee as I execute my hip drop. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and on the and right before it's about to hit again, that's when I do my hands together and my feet. I switch. I'm literally like pedaling. So my feet were here, then I switch to here, and then my hand comes out. So 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3. Now you'll notice I won't bounce in between because when I switch, I make sure I don't push up and then switch. Although that would be really fun. But like, I don't push up and switch. I literally just do this, do this, do this, do this. So I get used to allowing my knee to come out to prop my heel up versus pushing up like this. See the difference? I don't come up at all. I just lift my heel and allow the knee to come forward. And that's how I get this really smooth transition as I switch my weight. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Thighs close. 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Switch and 1. Switching my hands up here so you can see when I switch. 1, 2, 3, 4. But it typically is done in front of the body. 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Across the chest. I'll show you one time. And 1, 2. So we go in for the L. In, then L. But keep that shoulder down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. L. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and boom. When you actually start to dance and not think about like this, you're not going to think L shape, L shape, L shape. You're going to think, how can I frame my body and let the muscle memory kick in? Does that make sense? So you're not going to be like L shape. It's just like a guiding point, because sometimes you'll be down here, sometimes you'll be right here, sometimes you'll be right here, sometimes you'll be up here, sometimes you'll be up here, sometimes you'll be here, sometimes you'll be here. And so it's literally just kind of a point for you to hit and mark through time to get used to it. But when you actually flow, you're going to either naturally start to hit it here or naturally start to hit it lower. You wouldn't necessarily go up like this unless you're going through this motion or whatnot, but it's to just help you have a guide point to kind of flow through for right now until you find how you start to move your arms naturally. Although this is typically a place that we like to land. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, pedal the feet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, switch feet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, switch feet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, switch feet, 1, 2, 3, 4. Pay attention to your height. Just switch, 1, and switch. Boom, and switch. Boom, 1, and switch. Boom, boom. Da da, doom. Da na 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 doom. Everybody remember that song? Baby work, yeah. I can't remember. Oh my God, I can't remember all of it. And switch, 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 and switch. And notice how your head stays still. If you're popping up like this, it's because you're pushing up versus allowing the knee to just jet forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Back to hip drop. 1, 2, 3. Let's switch. 1, 2, 3, and 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 don't switch. So you'll see how you're going to get a little bit more time in or through time, doing it more and more over time. You'll start to get really comfortable. Side note, I practice this standing in line at the grocery store. I just do like this. 1, because it feels good to relieve some pressure off my back. Side note, did you know that elephants sway side to side like this? Because they have so much pressure on their feet, it's alleviating pressure. You want to know what's funny? This is how we switch weight in belly dance. We sometimes rock side to side, and we allow to feel that change, but it does alleviate pressure off the back. You don't have to belly dance to do that, but you know what I'm saying? So when you're standing in line at the grocery store and the line is hella long in front of you, because it just is, because they didn't hire enough clerks to help take care of the process of all of these people in line, and now you have an unexpected amount of time in line and you're getting frustrated because you really need to just get through the line at the grocery store, what you can do is still move and start to help yourself utilize that time so it seems like it goes by faster, and also allow yourself to practice your dance. So when you're in line, you can just practice like this, holding onto your shopping cart. And you know what? You're going to alleviate pressure off of your back as you stand there, because many times you just stand there and then now you got back pain because you're standing there longer than you expected, right? So you just practice switching that weight like this, and then you hold your shopping cart and switch and just hold it. And you'll notice that if you start to come up and down above your shopping cart, that we're coming up, right? So such an easy way to implement some of this stuff, y'all. It doesn't have to be like, I have to set aside time and practice it. This is why I created the 1-minute drill, so you can collapse it over other activities, which I find is the biggest issue in people actually dancing, is they think they have to have it as an isolated event versus learning how to collapse it. So if you want my help in learning how to collaborate dance into your life as it is, y'all need to reach out to me and take my classes. I have a whole workshop that I just did for my students based on this topic alone. So it's all about conflating two activities when you can, to allow yourself to get that dance practice in and really start to make it a part of your everyday without even having to change your schedule. Hence, I'm standing in line at the grocery store. How do y'all think I got so good? I practice all the damn time. Seriously. I'm an excellent dancer because I just practiced all the time. And I knew what to look for in adjusting my practice. And so I want to teach you all that, right? Because you're going to be amazing too. And you already are. So it's just elevating it. Okay? So as you practice this movement, think about all the little ways that you can implement it into your everyday life. as you do it, and then just practice those little adjustments along the way in order to get it closer to what you want. All right? Reach out to me if you have any questions. Leave leave comments in the section below. And if y'all are ready to start dancing with me, hit me up on my website. So that way we can get you started and I can start to teach you how to incorporate belly dancing into your everyday life, get that practice in. So when you do have that dedicated time that you want, you dance effing unbelievably amazing with all the freedom in the world that you really want.